Hi, it's been a long time. I'm so happy to see you. Welcome to Molly's Story Time. I figured we all have a lot of extra time on our hands, and I really miss doing story time with you guys every day. So I thought I could do stuff from my house. And I know that this quarantine is hard and long, and everyone's tired of washing their hands so much, but it's really important that we keep doing it. So hopefully, I'll be making a lot of these in the next coming weeks. That's my goal, anyway. And today, I'd like to read a very special story called Mossy. It's by the same author who did The Mitten and The Gingerbread Man and a lot of other stories like that. But this one is very special. It's about a turtle. So do you guys want to read it with me? Okay. Mossy by Jan Barrett. Look at all those beautiful feathers. Can you guys count how many beautiful feathers you can see? On a misty morning, a young turtle stood at the edge of Lily Pad Pond. Her name was Mossy. Can everyone see Mossy? Mossy liked the damp, cool place. She spent so much time here that curlicues of moss began to grow on her carapace until her shell was covered with them. Okay, so carapace is a fancy word for turtle shell. Can you guys see the moss growing on her shell? There she is on some really beautiful mushrooms. As spring days got warmer, tiny ferns unfurled and wildflowers began to blossom. Soon Mossy Shell was a home to an amazing garden. How cool! Mossy liked to look at her reflection in Lily Pad Pond to see what was growing in her garden. Now, I really like this book because all the borders of all the pages have beautiful scientific illustrations. So here we have a salamander. Up top, we have different kinds of moss and fungus and lichen. Here we see Lily Pad Pond full of lily pads. Every day brought a surprise, a new flower, or perhaps a delicious wild strawberry. Mossy's garden was growing wider and taller. One day, Mossy was standing by Lily Pad Pond when the water rippled and two ruby red eyes looked up at her. It was a handsome turtle she hadn't seen before. Can you guys see the handsome turtle? Scoot had never seen a lady turtle like Mossy. He thought her garden was pretty, but it was Mossy who made his heart beat fast. She was breathtaking. Look at all those mushrooms around. It's so cool. Now is a really good time to go out and look at the flowers and the mushrooms. Even though we have to stay home, it's really important to go outside every once in a while. Scoot scrambled up the bank and walked towards Mossy. Entranced by those ruby eyes, Mossy made her way to the open glade towards Scoot. But just then, Dr. Carolina, on her morning walk with her niece, Tori, spotted Mossy. Gently, Dr. Carolina picked her up. She is perfect for the museum. Never had Dr. Carolina's museum had a wonder as extraordinary as a garden-growing turtle. She and Tori made a home for Mossy in a viewing pavilion with plants, a reflecting pool, and everything they thought a turtle would need. Wow, do you see Mossy in her new home? Do you see the Venus flytrap and the pitcher plants? Those are carnivorous, which means that they eat bugs. How cool is that? There's beautiful crystals and geodes all around the border. Oh, and there's Scoot. Mossy already had everything she needed back at Lily Pad Pond, and she longed to go home to find her new friend. Every day, Scoot waited for Mossy, but Mossy didn't come back. Snow fell outside, but inside the museum, Mossy's garden kept growing and people flocked to see her. Dr. Carolina was thrilled that Mossy had made her museum famous. Oh, and now we see butterflies. And do you guys see all the woodland creatures in the back? Today, Tori and her class had come to see Mossy. The meteorites and geodes amazed the children. They loved the woodland diorama, the butterflies, the shells. And finally, Dr. Carolina said it was time to see the special exhibit. Can you guys see Mossy? Dun dun, and the beautiful butterflies. I can't wait till we get to go on field trips again. But for now, the field trips will have to come to us. The children gathered around the viewing pavilion. At first, they didn't see Mossy, but then she started to walk, her magnificent garden swaying back and forth. The little turtle captivated the children. That means they were really interested. Do you guys see the beautiful beetles on the border? Mossy is a special turtle, Dr. Carolina told them. Her garden grows and changes all year round. She is never hungry or cold. She is safe living in the museum. Here with us, Mossy could live to be 100 years old. Wow. So that's kind of like us right now. We're stuck at home, but we're safe and healthy. Tori frowned. She loved the museum. She helped her aunt collect wonderful things on their walks. But Mossy was the first living creature that Dr. Carolina had taken to live in the museum. Is that why she looks so sad? Tori wondered. Do you think Mossy is happy here? Tori asked her aunt. Does she have any turtle friends? The children asked. No, but here we all have the opportunity to see her. Dr. Carolina paused. The children had given her an idea. What do we see on the border on this page? Fossils. So cool. I see a starfish. I see a fern. I see a seashell. On the first day of spring, a sign on the front of the museum read, "Closed. Do not disturb." 2 women arrived at the back of the museum. Dr. Carolina and Tori were there to meet them. Oh, I spy a scoot and a squirrel and a wiener dog. And do you guys see all the cool seed pods around the border? Everyone wondered what this meant. 1 day passed, 2 days passed, and then 3. After a week, everyone was invited inside. Dr. Carolina introduced 2 mystery women. Please meet Flora and Fauna, she said. The curtain was pulled aside, revealing a portrait of Mossy, larger than life, with her garden painted in glowing detail. Flora had painted all the plants, and Fauna had painted Mossy. Now, in scientific terms, flora means plants, and fauna means animals. So flora, plant life, fauna, animal life. So it makes sense that Flora painted the plants and Fauna painted the animal. Together, the artists had captured a moment in time that would never fade. Everyone cheered and clapped. On the border of this page, we see lots of beautiful orchid flowers. Some of my favorite flowers that some of them actually grow native to the forests here in Oregon. Pretty cool. At dusk, Dr. Carolina gently put Mossy in a collection basket. Come with me, she said to Tori, and off they went to go take Mossy back to Lily Pad Pond. Do you guys see the wiener dog? Together, they said goodbye to their garden-growing friend and put her in the glade next to the waterfall, exactly where Dr. Carolina had found her. Mossy was home. Do you guys see Scoot? He looks pretty happy. And I love all these beautiful feathers we see. The next morning, the warm spring sun woke up Scoot from his bed beneath the leaves. He rubbed his ruby eyes and saw Mossy. Their year apart vanished into the past. At the museum, the portrait of Mossy continued to amaze visitors. "What an extraordinary work of art and nature!" they exclaimed. Oh, I love these butterflies. Do they look happy to see each other? The world changed as the years went by. Tori grew up, but Mossy's portrait is there in Dr. Carolina's museum for all to see, not knowing that far away on the misty, moisty edge of Lily Pad Pond, an old turtle still stands. Her name is Mossy. Now, do you guys see the border? Our little baby turtles, they're so cute. And what's growing on all of their shells? Could they be Mossy's babies? There's Mossy and Scoot. The end. Aww. So Mossy and Scoot lived happily ever after and had little babies, and Mossy kept growing her garden. I can't wait till we get released back in the wild again. All right, everyone. So that's my first story of Molly's Story Time. I hope you enjoyed it. Again, that was called Mossy by Jan Barrett. And I think it has a really important moral that right now it might feel like we're all in captivity a little bit. But don't worry, we'll get to go outside again, and we'll get to be with our friends and our teachers, and we'll get to go to parties again and have fun. But right now it's important to stay home. But I'll be here with you sometimes, and I have lots and lots of stories to tell. So I hope everyone stays safe, stays healthy, and has a wonderful day. Bye-bye. One last thing. I know some of you know that I have a dog, and I wanted you to meet Sophie. This is kind of cool because I wouldn't be able to bring her to school. Anyway, this is Sophie. Hi, baby. Come here. She's about, I don't know, 5 or 6. Oh, she sees something. What do you see? Is it the cat? Look, you want to say hi? Anyway, she's a really good dog. And she loves that I'm home all the time. She loves quarantine. Do you guys have dogs and cats that are happy you're home? I bet they're really happy. All right, now this is bye for real. Bye.